Yeah, welcome back again. Welcome back again. I'm really appreciate you guys being here again, as this is a special day. It's match day preview for all three groups, but also for the Caribbean teams. You understand, the Caribbean teams history is in the making. I believe history is in the making over the next 4 to 5 days from now. You understand the 13 and also the 18. You understand? I believe there will be at least two Caribbean teams that will book their spot in the group stage of the FIFA World Cup coming up next year. And the group stage draw will be next couple of weeks, after the international break end in Washington DC. I think that will be on December the 5th, right there, somewhere right there, the 4th or the 5th. But people, this is a special day for me as well, and I'm going to ask you guys for a one-time service. I would love to get 200 likes on this video, as you already know it's my birthday, it's my 30th strong, so I'm wishing, good luck to the Reggae Boys to create a very, very big game. Hopefully, we can create a big game down there and make it be positive on our side, where we can get the maximum points, because I believe that we can qualify today. I believe today is the day we can qualify for our group stage of the FIFA World Cup. But we're going to need help from Bermuda, which I think what happened, in Curaçao, I think it was, I remember it was in September, where they actually were in a favorable result, favorable phase in the game, where they could have at least get a point versus Curacao away in Curacao. So now the game is in Bermuda. We just hope the best that Bermuda can actually still fighting for pride and put in a very good shift and see if they can get a result that will make a lot more better for the Reggae Boys team. But we have to get the job done in Trinidad and Tobago later from now. So people, 6 Caribbean teams is in the final round, but 5 out of the 6 are still in the show to qualify for the World Cup. Haiti, I think Haiti is the first Caribbean country to make it to the World Cup. I think it's their first and only World Cup. Suriname is yet to be there. Curaçao is yet to be there. Trinidad, when Trinidad went to the last World Cup as well, I think what 2006. You understand? So the Reggae Boys, it was a 1998 time, and I leave out anyone else. But yeah, and also I'm going to say this as well. The Central American teams, they scared. Yeah, they are not say they scared us, 100% on the pitch, but they are a bit scared of the potential players that and the quality players that we are getting from the diaspora. You talk about Curacao and Suriname from the Dutch descent. When you're talking about Haiti from the French as well. When you talk about the Reggae Boys, getting players from the UK, US as well, and a few scattered out in Europe, they can't get these type of players. They can't get these type of luxury players. These quality players that are playing at a very decent league. So look, they feared us, and a lot of talking in Central America, and that there's a possibility of a shift in the dynamic of the teams that usually qualify for the World Cup from Central America compared to the Caribbeans. They feel like there's going to be a big historic moment for the Caribbean islands. Understand? So as well, we saw Suriname, doing their thing in September, October, and looking to finish off how they started off strong in Group A. You understand? Still unbeaten, one of 4 teams unbeaten in the final round, alongside the Panamanians and also Honduran and also the Costa Rican. There are only 4 teams, and Curacao as well is still unbeaten in the final tour, which is 5 teams unbeaten. So I'm going to get into it as well, and also Group B, the All Caribbean group, and also Group C, which Haiti is still in the show. Yeah, Haiti is still in the show of qualify, which Haiti going to play the back-to-back games at home. Not in Port-au-Prince, but also on a home turf that they choose to play. A lot of people talking about Haiti should play their home game in Florida, where they're going to have a massive, massive fan base. But look, Haiti is in a zone of Honduras, Costa Rica, and Nicaragua. Central Americans, they cut out in Florida very large as well. So there's a very large population of Central American nationalities living in Florida. So I think if Haiti bring the game to Florida, I think it's just going to be an even game, which I know the Asians, they're going to come out because they want to, to qualify. And look at the devastated that happened over the years, continue to happen with Haiti. I think with them make this World Cup, they can put a smile on their people that live in locally in Haiti, and also the people that living in the diaspora all over the world, as who is an Asian nationality as well. You understand? And also for the Reggae Boys, what took place over the last couple of weeks, on the west side of the island, Melissa passed through. So there's some havoc need to be created in around the space to let Central America know that, look, the Caribbean islands, we are edging the gap closer and closer. You understand? So I'm going to play some reports, from both sides. I'm not going to talk much in this video, so this is a preview of all the groups. So first up, it's Group A, where Suriname is still unbeaten, as I said before, and also they only won one game and they drew 4. They drew 4 and won 1. So the only team that they beat, the only team that they managed to beat is the El Salvador team, which everyone in this group is beating this El Salvador team. And also El Salvador win their first group. They did win their first group game, match day 1, when they play away to Guatemala and beat Guatemala. So let's see what's going to happen. But some big name expect to be missed, for the Panamanian teams, so there might be a potential weakened Panamanian team. So listen to the report of Group A.
Suriname are dreaming of reaching their first World Cup. After giving a strong account of themselves on the road to the USA, Mexico and Canada, they took 10 points from a possible 12 to finish top of their group in the second round of qualifying, advancing to the next stage with Thursday's opponents, El Salvador. Stanley Menzo's side have found wins hard to come by in the third qualification stage, although they have at least proven to be a tough team to beat, having drawn 3 of their 4 matches in Group A. After playing out a goalless draw with Panama, Suriname went on to claim a 2-1 win over El Salvador and rescue a point with a late equalizer in their home clash with Guatemala. Suriname then missed a golden opportunity to claim all 3 points in their most recent outing against Panama, conceding a late goal in a 1-1 draw. Round of qualifying. Having lost 3 of their 4 matches, the stage actually started with a narrow 1-0 win over Guatemala, only for the positivity built from that result to be quashed by 3 consecutive defeats. They lost all 3 of those matches by a 1-goal margin, including a 1-0 home loss in their most recent outing against Guatemala on match day 4, leaving them bottom of the standings and 3 points adrift of the top 2. El Salvador will be holding out hope of securing automatic qualifying, or at the very least,
Volg de borden voor toiletten en bars. De grootste plezierige wedstrijddag.
A defeat on Thursday would end their hopes of a top 2 finish, while a draw would also result in elimination unless the other match in the group finishes all square.
Panama will travel to Guatemala City for Thursday's crucial 2026 World Cup qualifier against Guatemala at the Estadio Manuel Felipe Carrera. With 2 games to go, Guatemala are sitting in 3rd place in Group A, while Panama are a point better off in 2nd position. Match preview. Guatemala are still in the hunt to reach the World Cup finals for the first time. With automatic qualification and the Interconfederation playoffs are all a possibility. Luis Fernando Tena's side won 3 of their 4 matches in the second stage of qualifying to finish 2nd in their group and just 3 points behind leader Jamaica. Los Chapines have found wins harder to come by in the current stage, having won just 1 of their 4 matches in Group A. Guatemala took 2 points from their first 3 games before they claimed a much-needed 1-0 victory in their most recent outing against El Salvador. As a result, they enter matchday 5 with a 1-point deficit to the top 2 of Panama and Suriname. knowing that a defeat would end their qualification hopes if Suriname take 3 points from the group's other game against El Salvador. If they are to emerge victorious, Guatemala will have to beat Panama for the first time since claiming a narrow 2-1 win in a World Cup qualifier in August 2005. Meanwhile, Panama are bidding to feature at their second World Cup finals after making their tournament debut in the 2018 edition in Russia. Los Canaleros made a perfect start to their 2026 qualifying bid, taking maximum points from 4 matches to top their group in the second stage. Thomas Christiansen's side have maintained their unbeaten record in the third round of qualifying, although they have seen 3 of their 4 matches finish all square. After starting the current phase with back-to-back draws, Panama began the October international window with a 1-0 win against El Salvador, before they netted a 96th-minute equalizer to salvage a 1-1 draw against Suriname. Panama enter the final qualifiers in second place and just behind leader Suriname on goals scored, knowing that a win will guarantee a top 2 finish if El Salvador fails to beat Suriname. Los Canaleros should take confidence from the fact that they have won 11 of their previous 13 meetings with Guatemala.
So let me know in the comment section if this Suriname's team have enough. Yeah, let me know if they have enough to get past El Salvador, which I think they will beat El Salvador later from now, and also they will play Guatemala. And you know, I think they drew the game at home in Suriname versus Guatemala. I think they will play away to Guatemala. So everyone, you know, is getting favorable results. So let's see what's going to happen. But moving on to Group B. Group B, the Reggae Boyz is in full charge of this group. You understand? Win all games, they will qualify for the FIFA World Cup group stage coming up next year as well, and finals. Let's say the World Cup finals. So listen to the report.
Boosted by his goal against Trinidad and Tobago in the first meeting of their CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers against the Reggae Boyz, striker Bailey Cadamarteri is hoping to pile more pressure on the Twin Island Republic. The teams will meet on Thursday at the Hazley Crawford Stadium in the penultimate group game. The Reggae Boyz are the group leaders on 9 points, 1 more than Curaçao, with Trinidad and Tobago third on 5. The first meeting saw the Reggae Boyz beating T&T 2-0, with Cadamarteri scoring in the 36th minute.
We're all looking forward to it. We all know what it takes to get a result against them, as we did in the previous fixture. So yeah, we know what to do, and hopefully we can deliver. It'll put us in good stead, but we've got two big games ahead of us, so we just need to focus on one at a time. And first comes Trinidad, second comes Curaçao. It's a great opportunity for all of us, so we're all going to put our hearts into it, and hopefully we can deliver for Jamaica.
The Reggae Boyz had their final training session at the Stadium East Field on Tuesday morning before departing for Trinidad. All the players took part in the second of 2 sessions since arriving on the island. Newcomer Nico Henry, who is in the process of receiving his Jamaican passport, arrived on the island on Monday night and did some light workout in the session as well. Meanwhile, the war of words has begun ahead of Thursday's crucial CONCACAF Final Round World Cup qualifier between Jamaica's Reggae Boyz and Trinidad and Tobago in Port of Spain. Veteran TNT captain and midfielder Kevin Molino says they will not be extending any sympathies to the Reggae Boyz in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, when the teams do battle in their penultimate Group B match at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. Molino says they are expecting a spirited and motivated Jamaican team in the second leg encounter.
I think just mentally we have to prepare much better than them, because when you look at the disaster that happened in Jamaica, they have a chip on the shoulder coming here to fight and also put a smile on the Jamaican face, you know, and we have to be that team to stop that but not feel sorry for them. And we just have to, as I said, we just need to be better in the final third, and I think we will be in a good position.
The 35-year-old Molino believes that the Twin Island Republic can do something special against the Reggae Boyz on Thursday.
I think we have a lot of good things in the locker. Even from before, we have a lot of good things, but a lot of excited young players again coming in the setup. And I think once they bring the energy and the quality, I think we can do something great with them. As I rightfully say, with the experience we have in the coaching staff, once we as players listen and ask questions, we will be in the right position. And I think we're up and ready for the challenge on Thursday and looking forward to the game. First, just
Jamaica had beaten Trinidad and Tobago 2-0 in their first leg match in September at the National Stadium. The last time the teams met in a World Cup qualifier in Trinidad was in 2001, where the reggaeboyz came away 2-1 winners.
So I don't really hear much people talk about the possibility of the reggaeboy team can create history today. You understand the possibility we can create history today by beating the Trinidad team, and also hope Bermuda can get maximum points in that game as well. You understand? But I believe that, which is an all-Caribbean team, the reggaeboyz will qualify, and I would love the Trinidad, I would love the Trinidad to qualify as one of the best second place going into the playoff as well. I think the last time they went to a FIFA World Cup, it was through the playoff system. I think they beat Bahrain. Yeah, I think they beat Bahrain, one of those countries, man. I remember Bahrain. Yeah, but one of those countries they beat. You understand? Let me know if I'm correct in the comment section, which I need up to 100 comments in for this video as well. You understand? So Group C, Haiti, the Asians. I mean, they lost a little bit of grip, in the group by losing, away to Honduras. They lost a little bit of a grip. Massive points that they managed to rally back to get in Costa Rica. I think Costa Rica scored 2, in that goal. The Haitian missed a penalty. I think Nazon missed the PK, and also they went on to score 3 more goals, and were leading 3-2 right in the last 3 minutes of the game before I think Alonso Martinez scored for Costa Rica to equalize the game. You understand? So now, the Haitians will play back-to-back game on home turf, which is in Curaçao, and they will play Costa Rica, which I think if they can manage to beat this Costa Rican team at home in Curaçao, they will go ahead. I think they will more likely beat this Nicaragua team as well. You understand? Which Nicaragua team as well played on artificial turf, which Costa Rica have some artificial turf as well, but a Asian team will be known as a team that usually played at home in front of their home fans, and an AstroTurf as well in Port-au-Prince. But listen to the reports on Group C.
Haiti can overtake Costa Rica in the Group C table with a victory on Thursday at Ergilio Hato Stadium in Curaçao on match day 5 in the third round of CONCACAF World Cup 2026 qualifying. After 4 matches, the Haitians sit third in the standings with 5 points, losing 3-0 at Honduras the last time around, putting them a point behind Los Ticos, who defeated Nicaragua 4-1. Match preview. With 2 matches remaining, Haiti are as close as they have ever been to a berth in the World Cup finals, but they have more work to do if they are to get over that line. 2 wins this month would give Sebastian Minga's side a decent chance at an automatic place in next summer's tournament, though they would still need the Hondurans to drop points on at least one occasion. The Haitians have yet to lose a 2026 World Cup qualifier as the home team, posting a clean sheet in their opening third-round fixture in Curaçao. Against Honduras in September, 0-0 draw. 3 of their 4 qualifying triumphs in the second and third rounds of this cycle came when they scored an opening half goal, something they have only done once in this current phase, a 3-0 win against Nicaragua. Haiti are winless in their last 3 matches played as the home team and were outscored by a combined margin of 6-1 over that stretch. The Grenadiers are unbeaten in their previous 4 meetings versus Costa Rica across all competitions, with their only triumph over that stretch against them coming at the 2019 Gold Cup in the United States, 2-1. At last, Costa Rica got their first victory in this round of World Cup qualifying, though it was not as easy as the final score may have indicated. After being pegged back to 1-1, Miguel Herrera's team answered with a goal 2 minutes later and eventually prevailed to stay within range of Honduras at the top of the table. 1 win after 4 match days in round 3 is not what many had expected from this team, however. By winning their final 2 qualifiers, they would assure themselves a spot at the World Cup for a 4th successive occasion. Heading into this match, the Central Americans have not lost any of their previous 12 competitive fixtures in normal time and have yet to lose a World Cup 26 qualification affair. While winning has not come easy for them in qualifying, particularly in round 3, scoring goals has as this team have netted a combined 25 times in their 8 qualifiers. Los Ticos are undefeated versus Caribbean opposition this year, having won all 4 of their World Cup qualifiers this century against the Haitians, conceding just 1 goal in that time.
Honduras can secure a place in World Cup 2026 on Thursday with a win over Nicaragua and some help on match day 5 of qualification at the Nicaragua National Football Stadium. Heading into this game, La H are first in Group C with 8 points, defeating Haiti 3-0 the last time out, while the Nicaraguans remain winless in round 3 after a 4-1 defeat to Costa Rica. Match preview. For a brief moment, it seemed as though Nicaragua would pull off another unlikely point on match day 4, but their joy versus Costa Rica was short-lived. Marco Antonio Figueroa's side conceded the winning goal 2 minutes after leveling that contest as they have. Just a single point in this phase so far. For them to have a shot at qualifying on the final match day, they must win this game and hope that Costa Rica and Haiti draw, as any other result would eliminate them from the Interconfederation playoffs. They have points in 3 of their 4 2026 qualifiers played at the Nicaragua National Football Stadium, including their only point in round 3 at home to Costa Rica on match day 1, 1-1. This team have given up a total of 9 goals in their previous 3 qualifiers, 1 more than they allowed in their 6 competitive fixtures played before that combined. A win for them on Thursday would end an over 60-year winless drought versus the Hondurans, with their only prior victory against them coming in a March 1965 friendly 2-0. He took them to their first World Cup this century in 2010, and Reynaldo Rueda is on the verge of doing it again for Honduras in the coming days. A win and a draw from their final 2 games would be enough to punch their ticket into the finals next summer, though a triumph on Thursday combined with a draw between Costa and Haiti would also be enough to see them through. In the 2022 qualification cycle, La H were the only team in the final phase that failed to win a game, but this team have yet to lose in this decisive round. So far in this phase, they have been nearly impenetrable defensively, as they are the only CONCACAF side remaining in qualification that have yet to concede in round 3. Since suffering a 16-0 hammering at the hands of Canada in June, Honduras have lost just 1 competitive fixture in normal times 1-0 to Mexico, conceding a goal or fewer in their previous 8 matches played across all competitions. Los Catrachos are unbeaten in 16 consecutive meetings with Nicaragua, winning in 15 of those instances, including a 3-1 triumph in their previous visit to Managua in a 2016 friendly.
Even looking at the Nicaragua game, it's more likely that Nicaragua will beat Honduras if you look at the recent head-to-head. You understand? If you look at the recent head-to-head, I think that Haiti will be need Honduras to at least drop points against Nicaragua, but it's not looking so good on the head-to-head side. I think, as you guys heard in the report, that Honduras in the last 15 or 16 games, they have only managed not to win one of those games that they played versus Nicaragua. So results are in Honduras' favor at this moment. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. Will the Haitians score it? Because the Costa Rican team, I think, in the last game of Group C, which next week Tuesday, they will play. I think they will play at home to the Honduran as well. So I'm more likely Costa Rica will win that game. But there will be a big team that will miss the World Cup. Will it be Costa Rica, Honduras, Panama? Let me know. Which one of those teams will miss the big tournament next summer? But that's where I leave it, people. Thanks for watching. This is Nicardo Media House with another video. I know it's late. Rather, this video I should have put out probably like 5 hours ago, but nevertheless, I have so much stuff to do. But look more, big match day for the Reggae Boys. Can we get the better of a Trinidad team, and can the Bermuda team get the best of Curaçao, where we will go right into the World Cup? You understand? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Bless up, people. Ciao, ciao.